With week 1 officially in the books, not bad for a start. And goodness, thank you, Steelers, for winning that game because I would not want to lose to the coin with that one. So that leaves me with a 10-6 record and 20 points after 1 week, which is pretty good, all things considered. And nobody's on a bye for this next week, and we even got some 3 days rest stuff. So, why don't we jump into the next batch? Officially kicking off the week, we have Thursday Night Football between the Commanders and Packers. Who is going to be the better team on 3 days rest? Honestly, this one's a bit even. Given the Thursday Night Football sloppiness stuff, I can expect this one to be low scoring and ugly. But somebody has to win this one. But who do I trust more? Do I trust Aiden Daniels? Or do I trust Jordan Love? Looking at how things seem to lean, uh, I'll just say Commanders, I guess. It's probably gonna go either way. I wouldn't blame anyone for picking the Packers. I just have to go with my gut here. And we get Browns Ravens to kick off the Sunday slate. Oof. Oh, this could easily be one of those games that the Ravens lose. It's either going to be this game at home or later in the season on the road for the Ravens. It's for some reason the Browns. Though I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns end up sucking here too. Especially with the elite man that is Joe Flacco. Who do I trust more? Well, the only thing I can't trust is the Browns pulling off much of anything. So I guess if I'm going my own thing, once again it'll be a gut thing. I'm taking the Ravens in this match. Jaguars Bengals. Now I think that this is where things start to go south for one of these two teams. Are we gonna see the early season struggle of the Bengals show up here? Or is the Jaguar going to fall apart? They the Jaguars, well, they actually both kind of had not so hard opponents. Bengals were in a closer game though, and the Jags had the Panthers. So if this game is a sign to come, the early struggles are probably going to be delayed for a little bit longer for Cincy, or the struggles in general might wait a little bit longer, maybe. So I'll take the Bengals. To actually get it done against the Jags. So, oh dear lord, man. Russell Wilson is intended to be the starter against the Cowboys in week 2. And the Cowboys are coming off of Thursday Night Football as well. They were close against the Eagles. But keep in mind, this is the Giants who derped around all last game. And do you really expect the derp to even keep going? Anyone? Anyone? No? Yeah, it's in Dallas too, so we'll say Cowboys take that one. Oops. Now, Bears kind of seem to have something going against the Vikings last week, so they might have a chance against the Lions. It's NFC North football, so we'll see how things go here, but in terms of how this is going to be structured, I would assume this one could potentially be like an offensive shootout as opposed to defenses. Though the Bears tend to have solid defenses. Hmm. Choices, choices, choices. There's a lot of tough ones to pick this second week of the season. One I still trust the Lions more than the McCaskey goodness. Sorry, Lions, you have to wait until the McCaskies aren't running the team and you have competent ownership. Patriots, Dolphins, well, at least it's in Miami right now. Maybe. Look, the Patriots didn't look that good either. Okay? Hey, if the Dolphins end up losing this game here against a division rival, it might be time to end the season early for the Tank Bowl. And Mike McDaniel might also lose his job. So with that in mind, this game, I don't even know what to think about this one. I want to say Dolphins, but something tells me this is gonna end up being one of those games where it's not good for them at all. But do I still want to pick them or the Patriots? I'll still stay Dolphins because screw it. I need to pick somebody. I need to make sure my tie is safe for someone. I know which one it's gonna be safe for. Just we haven't got to it yet because we got the Niners going up against the Saints. Now, this is a big question mark. Or the Saints actually had a close game against the Cardinals. And the main question is, can they keep that up against the 49ers? And on the opposite side, will Brock Purdy even be healthy? Will enough of the team even be healthy for this game? Well, how convenient. This is actually the game I have as my tie of the week. Who'da thunk? If Brock Purdy plays, this is more likely a Niners win. But again, if they're healthy enough, they'll win. If not, it'll be hard. So, with this in mind, you know what that means. It's time for the coin flip. Let's see what the best of 7 says. It's 4 tails versus 3 heads. Coin says Saints. So, oh, if the 49ers win, I don't lose to the coin. At least this is a more reasonable one, I can guess. Bills, Jets. Oh boy, the Jets are the Jets are the Jets. Do I even need to explain this one? Buffalo wins. I don't think I need to explain this one. It's the Jets. And then Seahawks, Steelers. And here's the thing that people will forget about West Coast going to East Coast. More often than not, they tend to lose, and vice versa. So, what does that mean for this game? Probably typical Steelers bullshit, like always. Knowing how this team is, it'll probably be Aaron Rodgers being Sam Darnold. Whoop-de-doo. And now we get Rams Titans to close out the early games. And I made a mistake with this one. I should have put Rams as 1-0 versus the Titans. But I'll make sure to correct that later. I'll be sure to correct that for the next episode or the next week or whatever. Next edition. Who cares at this point? But I do still trust the Rams more than I do the Titans. As much as Cam Ward had an okay rookie game, he's still a rookie, so he's bound to suffer from some bad times. But Rams are actually 1-0. So get it done here against the Titans. Which brings us to the late games with the Panthers going up against the Cardinals. Honestly, I could see this one going either way. Because, well, the Cardinals are the Cardinals, and Panthers still have some kinks to get ironed out. That said, they're in Arizona. And I think that's going to be the ultimate factor that is up winning the Cardinals the game. It'll probably be boring, too. Then we get The Broncos and the Colts. There's not that many late games this time around. And the Colts came off a shocker. Can they pull it off again with Danny Terps of all quarterbacks? No, I don't think that's going to happen. They're going to be stopped by the Broncos defense. Good job, guys. You managed to stop nothing. And here we have a rematch of Super Bowl 59. The Eagles and the Chiefs. Now, boy, Chiefs really wanted that win in Brazil. That extra point and failed 2-point conversion costed them dearly. Good job, boys. You screwed yourselves out. And in a rare case of showing the Chiefs beat the Chiefs. I wonder how that's going. But they're probably going to be looking to rebound. And luckily for them, they're in Arrowhead. Eagles might still provide a tough challenge because of all the talent there. But I also don't trust Nick Sirianni as a head coach still. So, with this in mind, this probably means that either the Sirianni gets bailed out by the high-end talent, or the Chiefs are gonna bullshit their way to their first win of the year. Hey, at least we won't get 72 Dolphins attempts this time. So keep struggling and struggling and struggling in that case. Wonder how that's going. And sadly, I actually have the Chiefs pulling off the crap win. Be close, but they end up winning because of technicalities and ref ball. How lovely. Hooray. And now we go on to Sunday Night Football with the Falcons and the Vikings. Well, they managed to put this one into the early slate. There's no NFC South football to bail anybody out this time. Only just your average kind of mediocrity. Will J.J. McCarthy continue to actually prove to be an answer? Well, he still has a whole year to prove to be an answer. But what's really need to be done is to see if Mr. Penis can actually finish a game. Remember, they actually lost because of Younghoe Koo missing a field goal, which he rarely does, if I remember correctly. He can still kick. So, give me the Vikings to pull it off. Yeah, horrible singing aside, that's where I'm going. Eh, Now, this one I actually did manage to get right. The Buccaneers and Texans for the first of two Monday Night Football games. Yeah, they're doing doubleheader for whatever reason. One at 7, one at 10. Wow, how original, guys. How original. Way to make things boring for us. Yet, the Buccaneers are still the Buccaneers at the end of the day, and I think the Texans are going to get their first win of the season. No questions asked. Which the other one is off the West Coast between the Chargers and the Raiders. There's one of these teams that's going to go 2-0. One of them. I say one of them. But who? The problem with this is that it's in Vegas as opposed to Los Angeles. Yet for some reason, it'll still be a randomly close game, no matter who it is. Or at the very least, one side is going to dominate the other. Because it's in Vegas, I see the split being Raiders winning in Vegas, Chargers winning in Los Angeles. Or Inglewood, for that matter. Gotta love the good old technicalities with this team. Good old Raider Nation is gonna end up being arrogant yet again because they think they're so hot before they inevitably collapse and miss the playoffs yet again. And there you have it. Those are my predictions for week 2 of the 2025 NFL season. And remember to coin pick the Saints. We'll see how well that goes for it. Maybe it'll go better than the Miami Dolphins playing against the Colts week 1. Or maybe it'll go even better than Harrison Butker trying to screw things up for his team. Or maybe it'll fare even better than blowing another 17-plus point lead in the fourth quarter. There's all kinds of things that can go wrong, but thank you all so much for tuning in, and until next time, travel safely.